Hello, and welcome to Binage Plays Minecraft. Or something, I don't know. I'm sure I'll come up with a better title than that. Starting off with a quick tour of places that I've built. This is an apartment block for a village, made with local acacia wood and cobblestone. It's very simple, one room and balcony, and lots of copies of it. It's exactly the same on the top, but reversed. So, one room and balcony, overlooking the village. Thus far, the villagers seem reluctant to move in. Me. Moving along to the end, I have my own little holiday home here. The bathroom. Looks a bit grimy in this texture pack, but I'm sure in other texture packs it looks lovely. Main living room with a lovely view of the marsh there and the desert there. And then upstairs we've got the master bedroom, well, the only bedroom actually. Some storage and two balconies. The first balcony, which is pretty much the clone of all the others, looking out. This apartment block and that water feature there, that's my contribution to this collaborative effort. Oh, and the farms. I did the farms as well. And there we go, this balcony, which I'm quite pleased with. I like the look of the balcony. Again, lovely views of the marsh and the desert and the mountain. Okay, there's leaves in the way, but the mountain's there. Speaking of which, I'm going to go back to the mountain, because that is where the nether portal is. I'm something of a sucker for water features. I like them. So sue me. Oh, hello. Go away. No, seriously. Away. I've experienced that. So there's the village, my apartment block, my farms, and that's it. And this water feature, that's all I've done. This whole tunnel excavation thing, I've helped out a little bit, but only a very little bit with it. Most of this, aha! I see there is still work going on. Doop-a-doo, and there's the portal. So, I shall shut up now for a bit, because I will probably cut to save a long run through the nether. I thought I'd stop off on the way to show you another collaborative effort, and that's these. I was oh, hello. Yes, to show you. Oh, thank you. Another collaborative effort. This is a it's called Savage Island, and everything here is made of wood, and it's supposed to be sort of very low tech. So I thought I'd build some very low tech houses. I've mixed up the materials a wee bit, but the design is identical. I think this is probably my favourite with the white stained clay. That's all oak. This is white stained clay and oak, and that's birch and oak. I quite like it as a beginning house. I think it's pretty good. There's a little self-sustaining wheat farm here with a watermelon. Water source is right there under the stairs. Room for a fair bit of livestock in here. Ooh. Oh hello. Double gated, so livestock can't escape. That's not one of mine. If we go up inside, it's ever so simple. It's really is designed as a, well, it was designed as a very basic building to set the aesthetic off. But of course I can't help at least semi-furnishing things. So this is the main living area. There's not a lot of room for furniture in here, if I'm honest, but you could probably shove a chair and a table along one wall if you were so minded. And the bedroom with storage there. You could probably bunk storage up there, or even in the floor if you wanted. But no, that wasn't a priority. It was just sort of a fairly simple design with fairly low resource cost that fitted with the theme of the settlement, which I think it does. It's easily repeatable, doesn't take long to build, and is, with the gates, completely mob safe, even in hard mode, where I don't think that zombies can knock down doors in anything other than hard mode. But the gates would stop that anyway. Or the fences, rather. Right, now, really, back to my home. I shall show you progress and also plans for the future. Quick word about my nether tunnel. I lined it with green glass panes, just because green is not something that you see very often in the nether. And so if I'm outside, this should be recognisable from a reasonable distance. Oh, nether base. That's another thing I can show you. So I was trying to find a nether fortress, which I did in fact find in the end. But it took me a while, and as I'm sure you can imagine, all this mining and unrelenting dark red and constant risk of being covered in lava made me a little bit depressed. So I decided to build myself a little... that up there? Yeah, that's where I got the directions wrong. Anyway, we shan't mention that. So I decided to build myself a little shelter that would just take away the unrelenting burgundy of the nether and replace it with something a bit more airy. Those are living cacti. That's real sand. However, the background is dark green wool and I want to say light blue wool, but I think it's... yeah, it is. It's light blue wool. Carpet, working area. The walls are white stained clay, which is, as you may have gathered, a favourite building material of mine. The ceiling is white wool. I was determined that aside from the entrance, there wouldn't be any netherrack visible. Now the downside, well, it's not really a downside, but one thing about the nether is that apparently if you try to sleep in a bed in the nether, it blows up. I wasn't aware of this initially, so I made a bed, but fortunately before I slept in it I heard that this was a thing, so I replaced the bed with woolen blocks, which, you know, I think looks okay. Looks bedly to me. And a chest, regular chest, bonsai tree, bonsai cactus. Yeah, anyway, just thought I'd show you this. Now, back home. Really, we're going back home now. I don't think there's anything else to show you. And here we are at home in the unfinished storage area. I could, I suppose, line it with chests and trap chests, just in preparation, but I prefer to create them as needed. It's not like I have any shortage of wood. You'll note jack-o'-lanterns in the floor. I use jack-o'-lanterns for pretty much all of my concealed or floor-based lighting. I don't use glowstone really because I'm quite a latecomer to this server and there's not a lot of glowstone around anymore. I have some that I've managed to harvest, but not a great deal. And so I tend to use, I'm kind of used to using jack-o'-lanterns, and I think they look alright when you can conceal the face. Which way should we go? Let's go this way. Netherrack farm, failed mushroom farm. It was a failed mushroom farm because I needed to keep the light level so low that mobs were spawning in there and it was just a pain. I've since moved my mushroom farm to the nether, which is much easier. There we go, to the stables. Donkey, horse, and Muffin the mule. Actually Muffin 2. Muffin 1 met an untimely end when he was borrowed by somebody. Very sad. Oops. Water feature. Can't really, well, you can see the light effects on the water quite nicely from here at this time, but you can't really see the magnificence of the structure. Let's see if I can. There you go. That's not too bad. Hello, Mr. Zombie. That up there is the beginnings of a mob farm, but it's only the beginnings. Here we have the birch walk, which I'm quite pleased about. I like the birch walk. Just going to ignore the zombies. Maybe they won't notice me. I think they've noticed me. Okay, down here. Actually, I've completely, after saying I would take you straight to the main house, I haven't. I've taken you to a fishing shack. I don't know why. That over there is my local ravine. Well, I suppose it still is. It's a little room with a crafting table in it and a forge, I think. And I've got sort of ladders leading down, and as well as the waterfall. This I just built because I fancied a place to fish that was relatively secure at night. I think it's, well, it is relatively secure, but it's not completely secure, which is something of a shame. But you know, storage, crafting area. Here's the bedroom. Aha. Very simple. Nothing particularly grand. I hear a zombie. Oh. Okay, let's try and go back to the main house without dying. Hey zombies. It's the farm on our left. Nothing particularly special about the farm, it's just a regular farm. See? Regular farm. Christmas tree. A cactus farm. And here we go with the main house, which I'm rather pleased with, but this was the first thing that I built. This is my starter. This is actually my starter house, which obviously, you know, went up in stages, but still, yeah, starter house. I'm now starting to feel that maybe it should expand a bit, because I'm not happy with the inside. It's all at once, there's too much wasted space, and at the same time rooms are quite pokey. So I mean, this upstairs crafting area is terribly pokey. I'm not happy with it. The thing that I'm really not happy with is this spiral staircase. I don't like it at all. I'm not a great fan of spiral staircases. Brainland, anvil, bathroom. Oh look, pretty standard bathroom design of mine that I've sort of nicked from various places. What I should do with the loo actually is, and what I have done on Creative Worlds is elevate it slightly, but have half blocks underneath it, so it's not, because it's not full. It's a hopper. Basically, it's a hopper with a trapdoor in it, which looks pretty. You know, it's a full block high, which is just too high for a loo. So what I tend to do is indent around it with slabs. Makes it look a bit better, but it's very finicky. Anyway, yeah, bathroom I'm okay with, even though it's a bit, again, a bit pokey. Bedroom, I like the bedroom, but it's very simple. I don't really have a lot of space for decoration. Glass, instantly, is white stained. Glass panes. White stained because, well, we're high up, and so I figured they'd be frosty pretty much all the time. And it kind of does, in my opinion, give the impression of being constantly sort of frosty, and makes the inside feel warmer. Paradoxically. Anyway, two directions I'm thinking of expanding this initially. First off is out this way, possibly building another full structure on top of there, and either with a bridge affair going across here, or possibly a sort of an actual sort of just significantly increasing the mass of the structure to take in that water feature there and make that sort of kind of an indoor garden area, which I think would look quite nice. Other direction I'm thinking of expanding is this way, which is much easier, much less of an issue in terms of, I don't know, intervening geography, because I don't really like levelling geography. I terraform a little bit, but I'm not a huge fan of cutting vast swathes swaths through things. So, like for example over here, I probably won't do an awful lot to the topology there. Sort of building with it rather than despite it, if you see what I mean. So that makes this a slightly more complex build than this side. Also, this side serves a significant purpose in that it will let me redesign the stairs, which I may have mentioned I'm not happy with. I don't like these single spiral stairs. It's too narrow. The turning circle's too tight. I don't know, just not overly happy with it. So I'm going to expand out, I think. Oh, running overlooking the enchanting room. Ooh. Of course, the problem with redesigning the stairway is keeping access to rooms like the enchanting room, which is subterranean. Also not finished. I'm going to put some more bookshelves in here at some point. But yeah, I want to keep access to it because I'm quite pleased with the space. I don't particularly want to redo it if I don't have to. That brings us back into here. So there we go. Two are finished. It's kind of a where we're at. Oh, actually, it's daylight, isn't it? I can show you the house properly from the outside just before we sign off. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Everybody. This stable was borrowed from one of Corralis's designs, which is very nice. I like it. It's not a slavish copy. It's a slight adaptation. Oh joy! Just because it backs into a cliff, but you know it's pretty close. Let's face it. Certainly could not claim that as all my own work. Right, let's see, hopefully we can get a decent-ish view. So yeah, there's the mound I was thinking of building to. Ah, snow. I think it's, yeah, it's a decent enough house. It looks all right. Bit boxy. But yeah, it could stand to extend out. And as I say, I do really want to address the issue of that staircase. So I think this side will be my first excursion out. Woohoo! Let's see. Oh well, that's going to involve building up this side possibly, or extra long stilts. One of the joys of survival is you don't get to fly. Woohoo! Okay. On that note, I shall sign off until next time. Toodaloo.